watching the City of Harlingen's YouTube channel. Today we are visiting with Jeff Hart over at the Tony Butler Golf Course. And we are happy to announce that, well, it's going to be a little inconvenience, but we're going to be seeing some huge improvements here.
We're very excited about what we're going to do on this holes 1 through 18. It's the reason why I came to Harlingen. When I found out they were going to rebuild those courses, I wanted to be a part of that. So it was very, very interesting what we're going to do.
So tell us, this involves holes 1 through 18, and you're going to redo everything?
We're going to rebuild the greens, the fairways, and the tee boxes. We've hired a team with Jeff Bloom, and he will be the architect. He's already submitted the plans. What he's going to do is we're going to rebuild the push-up greens that they are currently now. Push-up means they just push the soil up and then they planted the grass on top of it. They'll come in and they'll bowl out the greens, and they'll put drainage in, then a layer of gravel, then about 12 inches of sand, and plant the grass directly on the sand. So it'll be sand green. The problem we have down here is that the clay will seal up and not allow water to penetrate down to the soil. These sand greens will allow the water to penetrate down to the roots. We're going to put in Champions G12 grass. That is the plan now. It's based on availability if we can get the grass. So we'll be putting the G12 Champions on there. We're going to rebuild a bunch of the tee boxes and add even more tee boxes so that we can help all top of our golfers, because we've got some people that need a much farther back for their game, and then we got some higher handicappers that need closer tee boxes. So we're going to level them and replace those. The grass on that will be Celebration is the name of the grass. It's a Bermuda grass. And then the fairways, we're going to go and kill the grass that's currently there, which is common Bermuda, and we'll scrape them and level them, and then we're going to plant a grass called Latitude 36, which is very similar to a 419 grass, but it's a real thin blade, but it's very, very dense, so the ball will set on top of the grass instead of sinking to the bottom of it like it does a common Bermuda grass. It's going to look more like a green than it will a fairway or a front yard. So it's going to be much, much more modern, and the sand greens will definitely help on the playability of the greens. The greens will also expand to about 6,000 square feet, and right now we've got some on number 2 as small as 2,500 square feet. So the greens are really going to be much, much larger. We're going to maintain the same bunkers, but the bunkers will not have drainage in it. They'll have more sand, so they'll be easier to play out of.
Well, this sounds like a huge undertaking. What does it mean for play here?
It's a massive undertaking. For play this summer, we're going to be shutting down in the summertime and building this, that's when the grass can grow in the best, so we'll grow in fast. It's going to be really, we won't be busy because we'll have our executive 9 that's still available to play, but the 1 through 18 will be completely closed. And we're going to close that probably somewhere around May 1st to mid-May if everything goes as planned.
And how long will it take?
They're saying 6 months. We're hoping the deadline is at least by Thanksgiving. We're hoping it will be more November 1st, but it's just basically on the weather, how much rain we get, and how quickly the grass grows in.
So golfers in the meantime can play the back 9?
They can play, yes, the executive holes 19 through 27. They'll be open. We're going to do some work on that side too. We need to overseed some of the greens to get a better coverage, and we'll continue to work on that. We're going to spray that here in the next couple of weeks with a weed killer to get the weeds out of the fairway, so it's nothing but grass, so it's going to be much, much better over there too.
Okay, so if people want information or want to keep up with the project, where can they get that?
They can go to our Facebook page. If you go to the City of Harlingen's Facebook page, we have a separate page, Tony Butler, but you can access it through the City of Harlingen Facebook, and I try to keep updates on that, explaining what we're doing, when the timeline is.
Okay.
So
we're looking maybe at the beginning of May when you'll close.
Yes. What we did, we had a pre-bid meeting on April the 4th, I believe, or April the 2nd, and we had 12 companies show up, contractors that are actually going to do the actual build. They're supposed to submit their bids by April the 12th, and then April the 20th, the city council will interview the top 2 or 3 contractors and make a selection. Okay. And then as soon as they're hired, we're hoping they'll start as soon as possible. But some of these companies are coming from Nebraska, Missouri, They've got to move their crew down here. They've got to set up for housing. So I don't know how long that will.
And they're specialized.
They're specialized, yes. Shaping a green is an art. I mean, when they go and put the sand in, it's an art. So they're specialized golf course architect. I mean, contractors,
designers,
and that was one of the key the qualifiers for this. They have the companies would have had to done 3 golf courses in the last 5 years to even be eligible to make the bid.
Okay, so definitely going to be a new Tony Butler golf course.
It's going to be. It's going
New and improved.
New and improved. It's going to stay very much like the old track. We're trying to, because it has a lot of history. We want it to still. We're not changing a lot of the holes. We're just moving back some tee boxes, so that the design is going to stay very much like the original. It's just the playability. Though it's going to be tons better because this is more modern grasses. We have a very, very old type of a grass on the greens right now, and this is going to be much, much better. The biggest thing that's really going to help us the most is the irrigation system. On a golf course, the irrigation system, that's the heart of the golf course, and you cannot have a good golf course with a bad irrigation system. And ours is falling apart now, and it's just from years and years and years. Yeah. But this new irrigation system is going to really help everything.
Okay, and then lastly is how much is it going to cost, and where's the money coming from?
The costs right now, we got $3.1 million that we're going to put into this. We don't know the total cost because the bids, they'll come in with the bids and tell us what they can do it for, and that's going to be one of the factors of selecting the contractor, but not the only. But it's got to be based on experience and the courses they've done in the past. So costs, we've got that down to $3.1 million. The money is coming from the B4 board, which is actually a board within the city that they get a lot of their funding from the sales tax, and they are supposed to invest in the city for wellness,
quality of life
projects. So they chose to do Tony Butler this time, which is very good for us because it's going to help the whole town out. It's going to bring more people into town. It's going to help more people come in and eat, more people come in and shop. So it's really, really going to be good. This is also going to help attract people to the conference center because now there's a reason for people to have a conference center besides just the building. They can make it where their attendees come and play 18 holes of golf and then have their meeting, which is another attractant that will help the convention center too.
Well, very good. We look forward to it. We'll be back out here, in the next few months to see where we're at and what it's looking like.
Okay. Good. It's going to be great. So I'm excited about it.
We are too. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Okay. Thanks, Irma.
And thank you for watching the City of Harlingen's YouTube channel. I'm Irma Garza.